excited. We are going to kick things off very soon. We've still got a couple of minutes to go, so I'm just going to give it some time before we jump in and start things off. Just let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm just going to do a couple of mic checks and make sure the audio is okay. Just going to test everything. Seems a little bit fuzzy. Okay, we are just going to do a couple of little tests to make sure that you can hear me okay. Just changed my mic over. There we go. That is much better. Welcome. Hello. I'm just doing a couple of little tech checks to make sure that we are all good to go. So we're going to kick things off in a minute or two, but underneath you will see that there are some comments. You can pop in there, let me know that you're joining me, and you'll be able to chat throughout the live masterclass. And any questions you have throughout the masterclass, please jump on, pop them below, because I will be answering those at the end. Okay. But it looks like we are all working okay. Maybe the mic is not so loud. Okay, let me see if we can adjust this. I'm just going to improve my mic and see if we can make it a little bit louder. I'm just going to test it as I am talking. Testing. Hello, welcome. Just let me know that you can hear me okay, and we're going to get started very soon. I'm just seeing if I can try and turn up my mic. Oh, that's a bit better. There is a comments box underneath here, and we will be starting very soon. So if you just want to let me know that you're joining me live in the comments below, and just so that I know that you can hear me okay. Make sure you have tap to unmute over here. I'm just going to actually make that a little bit bigger. As you can see, there is a little mute button at the top there. Okay. All right. We are going to get cracking very shortly. Sorry, guys. Just making sure that all the tech is set up and that we are good to go. All right. Seems like you can hear me all good now. Very good. So there's quite a few of you who registered for 11 a.m. for this morning. So I'm really excited to get in and really share lots of knowledge and helpful tips, hopefully, that you guys will be able to implement. All right. Oh, hello. All right. Volume is better. Perfect. Awesome. So your chats are coming through. So that's really good to see. Well, we are definitely going to get started very soon. I can take that out now that I know that you can hear me okay. And fingers crossed that we don't have any tech glitches. We'll see how we go. But throughout, please make sure if you do have any questions, if you're just joining, if you have any questions, there is a comment form underneath here. And at the end, I will be going live and taking some questions and answering them here. So if you do have any questions about Facebook ads, please pop them below. Now's your chance to have them answered live with me, because I don't get on here a whole lot and do this. So now is your chance to do so. So I'm super excited about that. And lots of exciting things to share with you. So we're going to get started. We'll give it one more minute and then we will jump in and we will kick off today's masterclass. All right. Now, throughout this, I will be mostly sharing my slides. So you won't get to see a whole lot of me until the end. And I do apologize that the slides are a little bit, my screen share and my internet is a little bit dodgy, so it's not as clear, but the replay will be, is also recorded. So hopefully it'll be a little bit clearer, because we are going to be jumping in and doing some live work inside of this masterclass. So if you would like your business to be featured in that little live, I'm going to be doing a bit of audience breakdown. So if you just pop your business name and what it is that you do and who you serve in the comments, I will pick someone when I get to that section, and we're going to jump into the ads manager and just do a little bit of research on that. And just share some examples with you and share with you how deep you can really go to be finding your audience. So if you would like that, please pop it in the comments and I will pick somebody to do that for. All right, well, let's kick things off. I don't want to be, I know your time is super important, so we're just going to get stuck into this. All right. Just bear with me while my slides fully load. There is a little bit of a delay, so I will keep that in mind for any questions that do come through. All right. Hi, Robin. It's great to have you here. Thanks for joining me. Okay. Let's get stuck into it. Welcome to today's masterclass. I am so excited to be able to share with you some of the top tips and strategies for creating high converting Facebook ads. Now, my name is Ashley Boston. If you have not met me before, you've probably seen me on social media, either on Instagram or Facebook, and you might feel like we definitely know each other. Sometimes it feels like that when we are engaging and following other people along their journeys. But I just wanted to take a moment to welcome you, and I will share a little bit more about myself just in a moment. But first of all, what I just want to do is just share some tips for you here so that you can get the most out of this masterclass. So make sure that you engage, ask questions, because I will be doing a live Q&A at the end. Put your phone on mute or silent and move it away from arm's length, because I know how distracting it can be. So mine is on silent. And also, just throughout this experience, be very open and be very coachable. Some of you have experienced and tried Facebook advertising before and got some great success, but there's probably a lot of new people here as well. So just keep that in mind. And we are going to really kick things off now. So, I just want to start really with a quick question and ask you which of these best describes you? Are you a business owner and maybe you have an e commerce store, maybe you have a storefront, maybe you have, an online course or membership? Um, Maybe you work for someone else in their marketing team. This is how I started out in my journey in Facebook advertising and social media. I used to work for someone. Maybe you are a freelancer or agency owner, and maybe you are just looking for new information and strategies to implement into your business. Or maybe you are something else, and I'd love to know. Just put it in the comments below and let me know which one of these are you. So, my goal today in this masterclass is really to help you to become a better advertiser, but to really understand more about Facebook advertising, because there is, so much that goes along with Facebook advertising, and you can Google it, you can watch YouTube videos, but sometimes it just becomes really overwhelming, and you just want that step by step strategy on how to implement and where to start. And so hopefully today I will be able to give you some insight and share some of that knowledge with you. So 7 years ago I was working in a real estate agency in Bathurst, which is a 3-hour drive west of Sydney. And I was working there for just over 3.5 years. I was employed as their social media manager, and I really all I had was a Facebook account, and they just presumed that I would know how to use social media because I was young and I had an account. And so that's really where my journey started. I um, I kind of just tried to learn as much as I could. I would Google and research and find how to do things and really find the experts to learn from. It's really important when you're in this industry that you can go and find those mentors and those support groups to really help you out. And I quickly moved the real estate agency up through, the rankings and Google, and I just loved it. And I started to get phone calls from other agencies, um, and asking me how did I create those videos, or how did I write that blog, and all those types of things. And so that's where it really all started, and I found a passion for it. So in 2013, I realized that I could be helping other business owners to use social media to grow their businesses. And that's where my business started. Um, and then in 2015, I came across two guys called Ryan and Shane, and they were in the USA, and they were opening their doors to a Facebook advertising course. And I think from memory, it kind of ran for about 12 weeks to 15 weeks. It was a really long course. But as soon as I started to watch and learn, I knew that this was where I was going to go, and this was going to be the new direction for my business, because I could just see the opportunities that were there for businesses who were locally to then go globally. And since then, I've spent over $100,000 in paid advertising profitably. I've been where you are at right now. We all had to start somewhere, and if you're willing to learn and implement, things can change really quickly. And so I know how overwhelming it can be, not knowing exactly what you're doing or having any strategies in place. And so this is what I want to share with you today, my journey, and how I've got to where I am. So, I fell in love with for Facebook ads, and I have just been educating and teaching, as well as working with clients one-on-one to create their online strategies for their business, to be able to use ads to reach new audiences, no matter where they're located. And it's such an exciting time. And I just within the last few months, I have seen clients do the best months they've ever done in their business. And it is so exciting. So, this is me, and also my husband and I. We love to travel. And yeah, it's just, I'm so grateful to be able to, share my knowledge and also do the things that we both love to do. And travel is a big one of those. So I just a little bit of background. I have traveled to America quite a lot. Um, Found mentors. This is Molly Pittman here. She is one of my good friends and mentors, and I'm going to share a little bit of wisdom from her in a moment. Ryan Dice. This was at an event over in America where I got to be a panel. I also have written a number one Amazon best-selling book, which was called How to Use the Power of Social Media in 20. I think it was in 2016. So that was quite an incredible opportunity there. Um, but enough about me. Let's jump into it. So, today I really want to share with you the secrets to ads that convert. And it's really all about the strategy that we use and implement. So, you're in the right place if you connect with any one of these. So, if you need help with a strategy, or you want more conversions and sales, maybe you have had some ads running previously, but you really struggle to write ad copy. And I know I've been there, I still am there. It is one of the hardest things sometimes. If you're wanting to reach new audiences or really understand Facebook and Instagram ads, maybe you are confused about how to choose the right objectives, like should you be sending traffic to your website? Should you be doing video views? All these different types of objectives and goals that we get to achieve. Or maybe you just are not sure where to start yet, but you're ready to leverage Facebook and Instagram ads in 2020. So, on this masterclass, we are going to be talking about the boosting posts, and we will definitely be diving into that. And then I'm going to share with you my 3 secrets to ads that convert. And also at the end, I'm going to really share with you Traffic Ads Mastery is opening today. So I'm really excited about that, and to jump in and share more about Traffic Ads Mastery and how I can support you. And then we're also going to be doing a live Q&A at the end. So please, if you do have any questions, I urge you to put them in the comments below, because now is your chance to get those answered. So with Facebook ads, you're probably committing one of these mistakes, and which leads to then not getting results, and also leads to frustration. And I know I've been there, and I'm in the trenches daily with Facebook ads, and as frustrating as it can be sometimes, we just have to roll with it. But if you are maybe, boosting posts on your Facebook page, or maybe you're promoting posts with Instagram, then we're going to talk about why not to do this, and how this doesn't really help you, and what you're actually asking Facebook to do when you hit that little boost button. Maybe you are, you have created ads before, and you're choosing your objectives, but maybe you're not choosing the right objective for the outcome or the goal you want to achieve. So we're going to dive into this a little bit more. Now, this little pesky blue boost button, it is misleading, but it is so easy to press because it's right in our face every single day. You get those little notifications that pop up and say, oh, if you boost this post, you'll receive 65% more reach. And yes, you will receive more reach, but it is not a great strategy to have in place. I have I've had messages come through to me saying, like I've ran an ad and I haven't got any sales on it. And so when I ask what type of ad they've run, and when they say they've boosted a post, that gives me all the answers. Okay, so it's really important to understand that when you boost a post on Facebook, the post is delivered to somebody's newsfeed, who fits in within your general targeting, parameters that you've chosen. So clicking the little blue boost button next to a post on your Facebook business page is like simply too easy. And it will see your content reach more people than it would have organically. But unless you're lucky, the majority of those extra viewers aren't likely to respond to your content in a way that will make a huge difference to your business. So, this is like a little bit of a like boosted post versus a Facebook ad. So there's lots of limitations with a boosted post. Like, yes, it's easy to just press that button and put $20 towards it to that post, but you're not necessarily going to increase traffic views or increase conversions or sales using that boost post. So, as of today, I want you to make a pledge to yourself that you are not ever going to hit the little boost or promote button ever again, because it's not serving you and it's not serving your business either. Like it is just one of those things that Facebook has there, and it truly is not going to help you. So that's why we need to really think about creating a strategy. And maybe you had no idea there was this whole platform and this whole, ad manager dashboard in the back end of Facebook. But that's what I'm going to share with you today. So, what is the secret to creating Facebook ads that do increase traffic, that do generate brand awareness, and that do create conversions and sales for your business so that it can grow? So, this is one of my favorite quotes, from Molly Pittman. She has just put out her book called Click Happy, and you can access it on amazon.com.au if you are in Australia, and get it on Kindle. It truly is an incredible book. I'm not quite halfway through it yet, but there are so many aha moments, and it is not just for marketers. It's about life and balance and her journey, but she also does dive into marketing. And I love what she says with this quote: marketing is about connecting with people and serving your audience selflessly. And as business owners, we have to think about who our audience is that we are serving, and also think about the pain points that we are trying to solve. So, Molly also says we need to remember that we are connecting with real people who are receiving our ads and social media posts. We want to be solving our audience's problem with our offers that we have, or our products or services. And if our offers aren't helping solve their problems, then it doesn't matter how good our ads are. And it is so true. Like, you could even have like the best ads out there. But if you have like a really bad product, or you can't convey your message across on the problem that you're trying to help solve for your audience, then it is just so true. And we do need to remember that we are talking to people. It is a human to human connection. And it's really important to remember that. So let's jump into our number one strategy here. And this is to consider the strategy that you want to achieve when you are running ads. So, the first thing that I do before I even jump into my computer and start creating ads is I stop to think about the process that somebody is going to take when they see my ads. So, what is it that we want to achieve? Is that we want to start building brand awareness? Do we want to, obviously we want to increase sales, but how are we going to get our clients to that point? Do we want more leads for our email list so that we can then nurture them through our emails? So it's really important to consider what is the strategy and what are the goals you want to achieve. Because if it is around brand awareness, then you're going to stop and consider, all right, well, which objective in the Facebook Ads Manager is going to help me achieve that? Okay. And then what are the different types of audiences that I'm going to use in that strategy? So there's like little pieces of the puzzle that we need to, you know, um, start to pull together before we even think about creating our Facebook ad. Now, I really love this. A lot of people talk about funnels and, you know, um, bringing people into your funnel, but I really love the strategy. So what you want to consider is, who your audience is, and think about the different types of products that you have, and also the mountain that they need to climb to get there. Because you're really just taking your audience through you're moving them up the mountain. So, for example, you have like a cold audience, and cold audience is the people who have never heard about your business before. And your messaging is going to be very different to those people who've never engaged with you before and who have never, heard of your business before. They haven't even followed you on social media. So your messaging is going to be very different, and your offer will be very different to what you offer those people who, have been following you for many years, who have purchased from you before, who are engaging with you on social media. These people are a lot easier to convert. And I'm going to share some examples with you in a moment. But it's really important to consider, okay, who is the audience? What is the messaging? And what type of content are we going to put out in front of them? Okay, so just really important to remember. So, for example, if you have a cold audience and you have an ebook around self-care, it might be a self-care checklist. Okay, you would then have an ad campaign running to your cold audience for that free download. Now that you've got them on your list, on your email list, you can then start to make other offers to them. Okay, and you can start to get back out in front of them and make them another offer. So it's all to do with the strategy, and it's also to do with your customer value journey and how you move people through that journey. I want you to think a lot. I want you to think about this like, going on a first date. And I use this quite a lot. But Ryan Dice from Digital Marketer explains that, when you have your audience and you want to start engaging with them and making them an offer and putting your products out in front of them, you don't ask, somebody on the first date to marry you. Okay. It's kind of, you get to know them, and then you might go have coffee, and then that might lead to dinner. And then, marriage doesn't, like, a proposal doesn't happen within the first couple of months, although I have heard some people have proposed in the first 2 months. Um, but we really want, I think that would probably scare most people. So, what you want to do is really just take them on this journey, get them to know your business and get them to trust you and engage with you and build on that. So you really just want to think about, how is it that you are engaging with your audience? And it's really important, because when we have Facebook ads, putting an ad out to someone who's never heard of us saying buy this, it might turn them off a little bit. So it's important to make sure that our messaging fits in with where our customers are at. Another example is when we get to abandoned carts. So obviously they're going to be a really hot audience because they've been to your website, they've added products to the cart, but then they've left. So your messaging to those people can be a lot more like, hey, I noticed you left something in your cart. Check out now. We have limited stock available. So, or get your check out now and get 10% off. Here's your coupon code. So, very different messaging. All right, so here's some examples of some ad strategies. And I really like this example. I use it quite a lot. And this is just a bit of an example of, I guess it's sort of their funnel through to the end of their shopping cart. So I scroll through Facebook quite a lot, and if I see any ads that stand out, I tend to take screenshots of them. So I have lots of ads um, in my carousel or in my photos that are a lot of ads. And so I just love getting into this, and it's a little bit nerdy. But basically, this ad that I saw from Esme Skin Minerals was a video ad, okay? And well, they were using maybe a different objective, but it was a video ad and it popped up and it was really talking about the skincare products, okay? So this is a vegan and cruelty free skincare for everyone. We designed our products to treat a range of skin concerns, so there really is something for everyone. Okay, and then it says chat to our skin experts online and find the perfect products for you. Now, when you click on this ad, it takes you through to their exfoliation and why it's important. So it's kind of like a blog article. And throughout that blog article, they then had their products linked through there. So when you clicked on them, it took you across to the products. So I just followed this through and I added them to my cart. And this is a really great example for e-commerce. So e-commerce business owners. So I got to my add to cart, and then all of a sudden, all these other products popped up. Because if I'm going to be cleansing my face, I then will need to hydrate it, and then I might need to moisturize it. So it was a very smart way to get me to, add other products into my shopping cart. And then when I got to the shopping cart, I could then obviously check out. But the thing about this is that this is just one cycle, okay? Then what they would have done is if I didn't check out here, they then would have another ad to remind me that I had left some items in my cart, which they did. So this is kind of, a little bit of a strategy. It's taking me on a journey, it's educating me. And that was all from just one ad, okay? So that's just one example to share with you. Another example that's a little bit more simple, is that this is grain-free recipes. So we have been running some ads here it's a recipe cookbook and it's got 100 recipes in it, gluten, dairy, grain-free. And so we were running to a cold audience. So, what I wanted to display was the person behind grain free recipes, okay, and just the purpose of creating it. And you can see down here um, that we had learn more. So it wasn't a shop now. We had learn more. So they clicked through to the website, they learnt more about the product and the book. But you can see here there's been 15 comments and 11 shares. And so that's really resonated with that cold audience. And people were tagging friends in it, who obviously are dairy or gluten free. And so that's just one ad that went out to a cold audience. And then what we had, once they landed on the website, if they didn't go through and purchase, then I had another ad campaign that just showed the book and that had lots of social proof on here. So you can see there's been 31 comments, 24 shares. And that just linked straight through to the website. So we put the website link here with a call to action. So, really important to make sure you're giving your audience a call to action. Sometimes we're not mind readers and we need to make sure that we say, either click to learn more or click here to shop now. Make sure you're giving them a call to action. So this went through to a warm audience. So that was social media followers, that was website visitors, and really just customized that. It had lots of social proof on there and, hopefully made that a really easy decision for people to follow through and check out. And plus, on the other end, we also had some upsells. So to go with it, there's a 30-day meal plan and a shopping list and things like that for $17. So that was covering our ad cost as well. So again, just a little bit of a different strategy, but this is a membership and a course online. And so, again, this is a video ad that I had created. It was just a series of photos with text over the top of it. You can easily create those in Canva, and just simple, little videos. And then it explains what the 24-week program is. So that goes out to a cold audience. And then you can, have another ad campaign that goes out to those who have engaged or visited the website. And this is a bit of just a family shot there, of someone who is in the program with their family. And then for those people who had, maybe visited the sales page and moved through to the order forms but hadn't quite checked out, we had a testimonial from one of the members there. And it's just got, like secure your spot for a webinar. And just very, very simple. So you can see the different strategies that you can approach when it comes to creating your ads. So the big question is, what are your goals? Is it to build brand awareness and reach new audiences? Is it to increase traffic to your website or convert traffic into sales? Because ultimately we all want more sales, right? So that's going to be always the end goal. But we always have to start somewhere. Or maybe it is just to decrease those abandoned carts. Maybe you've got traffic coming to your website, but you just haven't been able to convert them. So they're just a couple of questions for you to think about. Now, let's move into number 2. Number 2 is one of my favorite strategies, and also one of the things where I find a lot of people make mistakes. We're going to jump in and do a very brief live training in a moment. But I just want you to consider, who your audience is and who you're serving. And this is why it's really important to make sure you understand who your customer avatar is. So you need to make sure that you spend time researching and getting into the mind of your audience. So we're going to dive into that in a moment. But there are 3 types of audiences, as we've talked about before. So when it comes to Facebook ads, there is your cold audience. And when we are in building our ad campaigns, we can utilize what is called the detailed interests. And they are interests like fitness and exercise and health and Michelle Bridges and, like paleo. There are so many different interests inside there depending on your niche. And then there is cold audiences, which is called a lookalike audience. And we won't go too much into that, but these are the different types of audiences you can utilize inside of the Ads Manager. And then you've got what is your warm audience. So your website visitors, your social media following, and potentially people who have watched any videos that you've shared on social media. And then you've got like your hot audience, which is your email list and your abandoned carts. And so it's really about how can you build these types of audiences into your ad campaigns. All right. So we're going to jump in and have a look at the different interest-based targeting we can utilize. So first of all, I just want you to stop and consider just a couple of things. Think about where your audience is hanging out. What books do they read? What magazines are they reading or blogs do they follow? What authority figures do they follow? Who are your competitors? So, for example, if, in the health and fitness industry, Michelle Bridges, you would write that down. I love to write these on a piece of paper, or you can put them into an Excel spreadsheet if you like that. And you just want to create as many as you can. I'm going to show you how you can research some. What tools do they use also, or apps? So there's lots of fitness apps out there. Things like smartwatches, Samsung watches, Garmin, lots of different types of things. Also, exercise clothing. So, what tights do they wear? Lorna Jane, Lululemon. And what events do they attend? Okay, so if there's any big expos out there, especially things like the Pregnancy and Baby Expo or show, that is also definitely an option. So we are going to jump across and I'm going to share with you some of my little insights here. So let's jump across to, just going to stop sharing that for a moment and just going to come across to the audiences tab. Now let's see here, business tool menu. Now I am inside of the ads manager here. And what I want to do is there is a free tool that Facebook provides called Audience Insights. So we're just going to jump across into Audience Insights and we're going to just do a little bit of research. So let's have a look here. All right. First of all, what will happen is this will be set to default to the United States. So if you're only selling locally or Australia, then you just want to make sure you change that. And then we're going to click on page likes. Okay. So this is one of the things that you can spend some time on. And I am just going to remove that. All right. So let's pop in here. So we're going to come down to interests. And as you can see here, there's different interests that automatically pop up here. Now, we're not going to use any of these interests. Facebook provides you with interests that you can utilize, but a lot of the time they are so broad that they have millions and millions of people who are engaging with them. So you just want to be wary of that. So we're just going to pop in here some interest. So if I was looking at, okay, so we've got meal plan subscription with the Lunchbox Nutritionist. So what you would do, you would think about and consider, are there any other meal plans out there? Who does my audience follow? Are they also into like fitness? Are they parents? You want to really think about that. And what I also love to do is get into Google, and you really just want to start searching like meal prepping. And you can already start to see that there are meal prep ideas, meal prep containers, meal prep recipes, meal prep delivery. So you really just want to dive into here and start writing down all the different types of whether it's blogs or forums that start to pop up, because these are potential pages and businesses that we could utilize inside of our Facebook advertising. So when we have a look at these, we're just going to open these up. What you're going to do is you will look for their social media. So you'll look for their Facebook business page, ideally, and you'll head across there and just have a look at their following. Not all of these pages you'll be able to obviously utilize. Facebook kind of chooses who you are allowed to utilize. But you can see here there's over 300,000 followers on this business page. So that could potentially be an option for you. So that's what you want to do. You just want to spend some time Googling, researching, think about the different packaging that they're going to use or need for their meal prepping. So many different options. Also think about recipe books. So go to Amazon, have a look there, and you can get lots of ideas from there. So if I was just to put in here meal preparation, and then we can see what comes up. So what Audience Insights does is that it pulls up other options for you to potentially utilize where your audience might be hanging out. So it's a really great tool and it is completely free to use. Um, inside of here, and I spend a lot of time inside of this and I spend a lot of time just really researching things. So you've got like HelloFresh, that you might be able to use, taste.com.au. Are they do they use a Thermomix? That is potentially another interest that you could use. The Healthy Mummy, Nourished Life. So these are just some interests. So you don't want to go, too far out of where your audience might hang out. You really want to niche down into those interests that sort of fit with what you are offering as well. Even maybe Chef Pete Evans, depending if that fits with you. But just thinking about that, 4 ingredients might also be another interest that you could utilize. So they're the types of things that you want to be doing. And then you really want to be writing those down and compiling a list. And once you've got a list of, say, um, you can have up to, say, 20 or more. And then you want to create an audience around 500,000 to the 3 million size in audiences. So when you go to create your ad campaign, you will add those interests into the ad set level. So I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of insight into, going out and researching where your audience might be hanging out. It's a really helpful tool to do that. It is free and you can access it inside of the Business Ad Manager. So we're just going to switch across again. So just think about where your audience is hanging out and just take that into consideration. So, what books do they read? Magazines? Even get into Facebook groups, and you can share or ask a question. What do you struggle with meal prepping, and just really engage in that group. There's a really great eco friendly group that I joined when I first started a little e-commerce store, and I just got in there and started asking questions about, dry body brushing and what do other people do and what do they use, which then like led me through to having conversations about, well, I'm actually stocking dry body brushes. And so you can slowly start to, engage with that audience and, share what it is that you're creating. Get inside those groups and ask questions where there are, mums hanging out, and just ask, like, what do you struggle with meal prepping? And then that could potentially lead you to a conversation of, well, I'm actually creating a subscription for this, to help you. So I hope that was a little helpful tip. Now let's move along into um, number 3. So, number 3, this strategy is one of the key secrets to really creating Facebook ads that don't look like Facebook ads, if you know what I mean. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But it is utilizing your organic posts that are on Facebook, that have engagement already built up on them, because engagement is a big part in 2020 for Facebook and social media. So you need to remember that, Facebook and Instagram are a business and they do things just like us to increase turnover. They change things up all the time. There's glitches that do occur. A couple of days ago, Shopify had a few glitches, and which came through to our Facebook ads. So it's just important to make sure that you're aware of changes and updates that are happening. But one of the big ticket items that I love is utilizing those organic posts. So those posts that are already on our Facebook business page that have, likes and shares and comments. So it's really important to consider that when you're creating your Facebook posts, is that I like to think of it as, if this post does really well on my page, then how can I potentially use this as an ad? And I'm not talking about boosting a post, okay? We're talking about running it as an actual ad campaign. And I have some examples here. So when I don't always sit down and strategically think about what I'm going to post on my business page, but when I'm thinking about creating some new ad campaigns, then I might test some new ad copy and some new creatives to use. So you can see here on this Dr. Ron page here that I really wanted to test this ad copy to see how his audience engaged with it. And it was a blog that went to an ebook about how to sleep better. And you can see down here that it had 27 comments and 11 shares. And some of those were from the ad that we ran. But you can see here the boost button is still blue. We didn't boost this post at all. It reached over 3,000 people uh, organically. And so, it's really important to then, think about how you can use that as an ad. And the thing that I love about these type of ads is they don't have your normal um, like sign up now or learn more button. They just fit into the news feed. So up here you can see that it says sponsored. So it was a sponsored ad, but you don't see the call to action button down here. It just looks like a normal, Facebook post that's going through the news feed. And unless you paid really close attention, you would see the sponsored ad. So definitely utilizing your posts on your business page. Where you can try and build up that engagement beforehand, and then using that inside of your ad so that Facebook moves you up through the algorithm a lot quicker. Because Facebook is a very smart machine, and we need to remember that. They've got like the top uh, you know people working for them, and doing they're always on top of everything, so they've got some it's a very smart machine. So you just need to make sure that the copy you're writing and the creatives that you're using is going to resonate with your audience, and then you kind of let Facebook do the rest for you. Now, this over here again is another post that I took from the business page. It got great comments and shares on it, so I took that and used it inside of an ad campaign to really boost that up. But again, we haven't used the boost post, but you can see the people that it reached and also the engagement. So, what I guess I'm saying here is that organic reach isn't dead. A lot of people and businesses say that I don't get the engagement that I once did on Facebook, and that is true. Um, but it's about finding the right time to be posting on your Facebook business page, opposed to when you post on Instagram. You could potentially have two different types of audiences, and you do really need to test to see what your audience resonates with. And so you can see this post here from Off the Track Training. This was a story that Carmel shared about her journey. And you can see, it just went absolutely nuts. So in total, there was over 32 comments. There was over 801 reactions, comments, and shares in total. So I took this and then ended up using it inside of an ad campaign. 110 link clicks, and it just breaks it all down for you. So it's important to know what your audience resonates with. Is it video? Is it images? You need to test that, and you need to really get clear and understand that, because it's going to be different for every business owner. Like, I wish I could give you all a strategy and say this is going to work for everyone, but unfortunately, that's not the way it goes. And when it comes to Facebook ads, we always have to be testing, we have to be patient. And if we have the right strategy in place, then hopefully, we will get success in that. So it's about taking that time to do that. And again, this is just another post that I wanted to share with you all, that engagement is definitely far from gone. It's definitely just comes down to what your audience is resonating in. So I hope that you have taken some really, key steps away from those three strategies. And there is probably a lot more to Facebook advertising than you might have thought. Unfortunately, there's no set and forget. We can't just create an ad and then hopefully it will have, a return on ad spend within a couple of days or weeks. It's something that we always need to be testing and monitoring, and really carving out time to spend on it. So I'm not sure why you showed up today. Maybe you're overwhelmed with the whole concept of Facebook ads and not sure where to begin. Maybe you've invested in Facebook and Instagram ads before and you haven't seen a return on your ad spend, or you haven't seen those conversions and sales come through. Maybe you've seen others really excited about sharing their wins and success with ads and you want to see how they can work for you. Or you totally are ready to take the next leap into your business. And so there's no one type of strategy that's going to work for everyone or every business. Unfortunately, we have to always, like I said, be testing. But when you have a clear strategy and you have a traffic system in place, this is where the success comes from. And the strategies that I have shared today, these strategies, um, are not just theories. They might not just, they might work, because there's a tongue tie there. And the businesses that have the success with the Facebook and Instagram advertising are using these strategies every day. And I am inside of accounts every single day, setting up ad campaigns, monitoring, watching what's going on, because that's what we need to be doing. And I use these same strategies for my clients who are generating leads and sales with a return on investment and on ad spend. So today, you can either just take in what you have learnt today and maybe do nothing because it might still seem very overwhelming and you're not sure where to begin. You could try and do it alone, which I had done for many, many years, and I do not recommend it. I have invested in so many trainings and so many courses. I have spent thousands of dollars learning this stuff. And, it wasn't until I found my mentor and friend Molly Pittman, who I still continually learn from. I'm inside of her membership, continually learning every single week and dedicating time to this, because this is a platform that changes all the time. And there's also things that don't work. And, you want to bounce ideas off someone, or you just want someone to see, is it my ad copy? Is it my creative? And so that's why I want to support you on your journey. And really, it's about helping you to create and build a traffic system plan to grow your business. So then you can do, so you can do the other things that you really enjoy doing, if that's traveling or spending time with family. So that's why today I am introducing you to Traffic Ads Mastery. And this is why I created it. I created this 7-step success path to creating profitable Facebook ads. And it is a membership. And the doors are opening once again today. They are only opening very briefly and they will be closing again on Friday. But I do want to just share with you some of the students who were where you're at potentially. So Rachel, she has an e-commerce store, and she joined Startable, one of my courses that teach you how to get back out in front of your traffic and social media followers and how to convert your abandoned carts. And I remember her sending me an email saying she wasn't confident, she felt overwhelmed, and she was quite scared to give Facebook ads a go. But she did the training, she joined, and she was able to run a retargeting ad where she targeted anyone who had visited her website and socials and managed to get a few sales from that. And so, uh, over the next few weeks, she then messaged me and said that she had spent $50 on Facebook ads and had made $700 in sales, which worked out to be only about $4 per purchase. So she started to um, build her confidence when it came to traffic ads and creating conversion ads. So then she joined Traffic Ads Mastery, and these were some of the results that she posted the other day. And as you can see, they're all generating a return on ad spend, which is so exciting to see. But she just put this post up because she wanted some help on really identifying what to do next and what were the next steps to go ahead. So I gave her some feedback. We made a plan, and she has now implemented that plan that we put in place. So this is what Traffic Ads Mastery is all about. It's a community where we can come together, share what's happening, share what we're struggling with, or just needing some feedback. So I know some of these metrics might not mean a lot to you, but the I'm so impressed with what she had done. And I mean, like, if you look at this return on ad spend with cold traffic, she has done an incredible job of these. And so now she's so confident in creating her ads and continually growing her business. So again, I wanted to share another one. Marianne actually did one of my free trainings, and she implemented some of her what she had learnt inside of her ads. Um, and she spent 10 minutes creating an ad which went live, and then she had a sale pretty much instantly. And she wrote down here, "I'm in shock, it really works." And it really does work. So if you take what you learn and implement it, you're always going to learn something. And then again, Marianne has joined Traffic Ads Mastery and just sharing some of her success, which is truly incredible. And I think one of the things is, so she someone shared her business into a group of 1.6 million people, and her phone started going nuts with orders. My website visits went through the roof, and I had no idea what was going on. But because she had a strategy to get back out in front of those people who engage with her business, she was able to capture them. And so that's one of the really exciting things about Facebook ads. And when you have that knowledge and know how to best utilize it, you can really leverage that. Also, Alison is one of the lovely ladies inside of our mastermind training, and I taught a masterclass inside of there. And from just what she learnt from then, she took some of my suggestions, and she made some tweaks to her ads, and then her email addresses, so her leads coming into her email addresses were converting at $1.68. And I simply just asked her what did she change about the ad, and she just made a slight shift in her messaging. So she went back to her market research and said some of the key things her ideal client says when they describe their pain point. And she changed like 5 words, and that made all the difference to just one of her ad campaigns. So it's pretty exciting stuff and powerful to see some of these things. Again, this is like one of my clients, and within a month, you can see here from March 9 to April 7, we reduced the abandoned checkout rate from 33% down to 23%. And these are just some stats from that account. So we did $23,000 in ad purchases last month. So that's pretty incredible. And that was the ad spend for the month. Uh, and these are just again some more examples. So lots of different variety of businesses here. Most of these are e-commerce as well, but just to show you that, you know, if you have the strategy and you follow the success path, then you can sort of implement and follow these as well. And the only difference is that I have just been doing this a lot longer, and I've made mistakes too. And it is just a lot of trial and error. So, again, this is another abandoned cart. So, if you have lots of abandoned carts inside of your website, it is a great place to start. You know, you can do a little bit of testing there and try to convert those people across. Again, here's another one here. So, amount spent and then the total in website purchase conversions. So, inside of Traffic Ads Mastery, this is what we cover. There's 7 stages, and really, the first stage is foundations. So, if you've got a business up and running and you're generating sales through your website, but you want to ramp things up and you want to start utilizing Facebook ads, then I walk you through how to set up your business manager, you know, how to make sure that your Facebook pixel is working, all those sorts of things. Then we walk through to strategy, making sure that you know your customer value journey. Stage 2 is all about awareness, so using the different types of audiences. We walk through how to create compelling copy, so how to really identify the pain points of our customers and how to write ad copy in regards to that. Stage 4 is all about creative, so using the different creative formats, whether that's video or images. And then we look at the goals that we want to achieve in stage 5. So, how do we know which objectives are best to use? And then we launch our ads in stage 6. So, this is where, you know, you might already have some ads working, but you want to identify, you know, how they're tracking or what you can improve on. And then we learn how to scale in stage 7 of the success path. So, you know, if you've been running ads and you're getting return on investment, then we look at how do we then scale those campaigns. So, inside of Traffic Ads Mastery, it is a membership, so it goes month to month. So, you have access to monthly masterclasses with me where we dive into a strategy, or we do an audit together, or you look at what's currently working inside of the campaigns. You'll get a bit of an over the shoulder approach, and an insight to what is currently working. We also have monthly live Ask Ash. So we have live Q&As where you can submit your Facebook ads to be reviewed or critiqued. You can submit your ad creatives or your ad copy, or just ask questions that, you know, you might have in regards to Facebook ads or social media. So we do those monthly as well. And then we have guest experts. So we feature a guest expert every now and then, and I've got some really exciting ones that are coming up in regards to organic social media posting, um, emails, so that they fit in with your abandoned carts. And Kate McDonald, she was our guest expert last month. And if you join, you will have access to those as well. So lots of exciting guests that are coming up. You'll also get access to our private Facebook group, and this is where everyone comes together as a community where we support each other, where we can give feedback and ideas. And so the lives are also conducted inside of the private Facebook group as well. You also will get access to my planning workbook. So, inside of here, you know, if you are someone that likes to map things out or write things down, then these worksheets help you to, you know, keep track of the campaigns that you've been running, what types of campaigns, and also you can complete your own ad account audit just so you can see where you need to improve on and, you know, set some goals in place to achieve. So you can join Traffic Ads Mastery today for 12 months access on a membership for $670. And you will get 2 months free, or you can join monthly. There's no lock-in contracts at $67 a month. And normally for my clients, they're paying upwards of $1,200 a month in retainer fees to get access to me. So this is something that is super affordable. I wanted to make it so that you guys could learn and implement and make it affordable as well. And if you join, so as a year, you'll get 2 months for free, or you have access to the monthly. But if you join today, you'll also get access to the product conversion formula. So you'll be able to learn how to get back out in front of your audience really quick and hopefully generate some sales off that. And that was the course that Rach took, where she converted her website visitors into sales. So this is what you get today. It is open, so you'll get monthly masterclasses, monthly live Q&As, Facebook community, access to all previous content as well. You get a private members portal where you can also access me privately to ask questions if you don't want to post them inside of the group. You'll get the Traffic Ads Mastery worksheets, and you'll also get the bonus product conversion formula. So that is Traffic Ads Mastery, and I truly hope that you took something away from today's masterclass, even if it was just one thing. And I'm going to open it up for some live Q&A now. So if you do have any questions, you can pop them inside of the comments, and I'm going to just spend a couple of minutes just answering some questions if you have any, whether that is in regards to Facebook ads. Maybe you've had campaigns running before and you've got some questions about that. So I am just going to hang around here for a moment and answer any of those. So a couple of business owners that are on here, I can see. Excellent. So if you want to share, if you'd love to share just one takeaway from what you learnt, would love that. Yes. Okay. Does the membership also include Instagram ads? Okay. So when I talk about Facebook ads, I'm talking about Instagram ads as well, because they are two separate platforms, but they are owned by the same company. So basically, when we are setting up our ads, Instagram is the option in there to choose as a placement if we want them to run. And we always are running ads to Instagram as well. So, yes, it does include Instagram ads, but I don't keep them separately. I always talk about them as one. And so we run through that, but we don't really focus just on Instagram ads. It's about creating an overall strategy. So I hope that answers that. It is a very good question, because a lot of people do think that they're separate, that you run Instagram ads and then you run Facebook ads separately, but they are one. And so when you are inside of the ads manager dashboard, it is basically just a placement. So there are 16 different placements inside of the Facebook Ads Manager. So, things like the desktop news feed, then you have right column side ads. So when you're on a desktop, you will see that there's right-hand column ads as well. So there's just so many different options there, but we always talk about them as a whole. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to do a quick little refresh to see if there's any other questions available, and then I'm going to let you go. If you do have any other questions, please reach out to me. I am over on Instagram at Ashley Boston HQ, or you can send me a message on Facebook as well. But thank you for your time. I really appreciate you joining me. And I really hope that you took something away from today's masterclass. The replay will be available tomorrow if you would like access to it. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon. So thank you again, and I'll see you all. Bye.